Last time we left off, I guess, pretty much had a slight recap about what happened during the off time. And then William Bates came in with the offer of a job or a mission that you guys could do in the Congo that would go to investigate the rumors of a potentially discovered ruins that people have been disappearing from as they go to it for one reason or another. You met with Ronald, who is a former big game hunter, or, well, at least mostly retired one. And you brought your chef. Oh man, what was the chef's name?
Wilfred Bachmann.
Yeah, Wilfred Bachmann. Brought a personal chef, Wilfred Bachmann, to make you food while you're in this trip. Taking both of them out with the dingo, making it about 3/4 of the way through, leaving him and Ronald in the cart. Eventually making it to here. Harlen has already investigated inside to find another little throne room like there was back in Peru. Suddenly, everybody started hearing, well, helicopter noises without really knowing that they're helicopter noises. Approach as it makes it overhead, and then multiple soldiers that have not been fully identified yet start not parachuting, rappelling down through the tree line, making around, starting to look around. Everybody except for Montre, has chose to sneak off to the flanks to hide, essentially, see if they either will pass or get ready to ambush. While Montre, on the other hand, decided to stay put at the front of the tomb entrance and, I guess, mount up.
Mm-hmm.
Are you proning or are you just standing straight up?
Well, he's just standing. He doesn't need to prone.
Okay. Well, you could prone to use your bipod, so you don't have to take the hit table, essentially, if you want to do full auto.
I think he'll still stand though, because he's pretending to just be there. Like he is just there.
Okay. Did you strip of your clothes? I'm
gonna say yes.
Okay.
His overcoat and his hat is gone. Well, he'll leave his hat on. He likes his hat.
Are you hiding your MG somehow?
No.
Okay. You all can make a notice to see if you can essentially identify who these guys are. Not that you've already guessed on who they are. Okay. Carl with a 5. Looks like Montre with an 11.
Effie with an 11.
Effie with an 11. Harlen with a 5. Okay. Carl, you definitely can easily tell, and Sean with a 6. Carl, Harlen, and Sean, you all know these guys are German. You can tell by their language. As 2 out of the 3 of you already know German. Effie and Montre noticed that these Germans are a bit different from the ones that you've faced in the past. They're a little bit more well-trained, a little bit more organized as the last ones. Less weekend warrior, more in the thick of it. As they kind of make it rappel down, they start to readjust themselves with their equipment, getting ready to search around the place. Not taking too long to notice the standing man in front with a
German gun.
A probably roughly bastardized.
It is though. It's tinkered with for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how identify. Really, the only thing I think would be easily identifiable would be the cases of it. But even then, it would be having to gut this thing to be able to adapt it to a new cartridge. So you don't understand them. They're essentially kind of shouting at each other to figure out what is standing there with a machine gun in the front of this entrance. Of course, Effie, Carl, and Sean are able to understand them perfectly, as in they're getting ready to investigate the statue with a machine gun. Not really a statue.
Does it seem like they have any idea what he is, or are they just like, there's a weird statue with a gun?
There's a weird statue with a gun. They are pointing their SMGs at them. So to denote these are MP, well, you wouldn't know they're MP. They're essentially the first prototypes of MP40 that they have equipped. And the MG guy has a MG34, the original MG34, unlike what Montre has. And the guy with rifles have the typical Carv 98 bolt actions. So if you would like, you can take advantage of a situation and do an ambush. Or you can wait till...
Pondo, I'm going to do something real crazy.
Okay.
I would like to play Dressed to Kill.
Okay.
And I am going to stand up out of whatever, I'm not really sure what I'm hiding in. Am I hiding behind stuff? Am I in tall brush? For
vegetation,
some reason,
brush, trees.
So just to be clear, there is vegetation growing inside this temple in a very Indiana Jonesy way.
So you're at the very outside of it, okay. Not quite inside.
Then I'm gonna ask for a crazy shit here, but since I'm playing Dress for Kill, can I have either a German military outfit or like a SS or an SA outfit.
I mean, we've stolen.
Actually affects your clothing.
I know. I'm asking. I literally prefaced this by saying I'm asking for a stretch.
I mean, I feel like Sean and Carl are probably pretty similar in size and build, and I've already stolen a uniform. He could definitely have it.
I would say yes. You can say you have the, since you're using the card, you can have that uniform to be able to.
Okay. All right. I'm going to play the card. I get +2 to persuasion rolls for the duration of the scene. I'm going to step around a column and in perfect German say, "Ah, yes, gentlemen. You finally arrived. It's time to enact the secret mission that we were all sent here for. I'm your on-the-ground contact. Who is in command of this particular team?"
Okay. You're going to give me your persuasion.
No pressure.
Yeah, now's not the time for double ones. I'll be fucking dead.
Well, now you said it out loud.
I always say these things out loud, Pondo. That
That's fair.
shouldn't surprise you. Okay.
Apparently, it matters when you say it out loud, not when we say it out loud.
Oh, no, you killed it. Oh, you.
God.
All right.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Woo! Woo!
What happened? What, did it get another?
Shit, you got a 40!
Did it just skip a whole bunch of rolls? What happened
Wow.
here? What?
I rolled multiple 8s in a row.
I think that I
Four
saw
8s in a
5.
row.
That was so loud.
I have a fucking major's uniform, perfect
2,
SS.
3, 4.
Whoever, what's the Nazi evil group that we were fighting in the beginning? We got that guy's uniform.
He rolled 4 8s and a 6, but
They are now convinced AP
Yeah.
is this hot young politician that just has started.
Yeah, so you rolled a 40. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
This is
It's called
the
a shadow run where I come from.
yeah. Yeah, so at first they're like very skeptical as just a random guy popped out of the bushes. And then they're like, oh, he's probably just a scout or something.
You do not know, members of the supernatural acquisition of the fatherland, the SAF, the Übernaturelle Eroberung des Vaterlands?
Yes, it's the
Gentlemen.
it's Captain Carl
Gentlemen.
Gons. It's here.
Sorry, you said Captain Carl Bonds?
Gons. He's the captain you ran into in China.
Okay. So let me understand. They're asking me if that guy is here right now.
No, yeah, they're saying that he is here.
Oh, they're saying he's here.
Yes.
Like, is he in the group that's landing right now? Or like they're gesturing in the temple?
In the area.
In the area. Okay.
You asked them who was in charge of this team.
I
It sounds
know,
like
I
it's a
know.
guy who
I'm
knows you.
guys, I'm trying to piece this together really quick. Okay, so Don's is in command of the overall operation, and I'm like, yeah, of course I know that. Who is in charge of this unit right here? Who is the squad leader?
One of the guys with SMG points.
I gesture for him to come over to talk to me privately. I'm like, yeah, come over here. Yeah, gotta
Yes.
speak real quick.
He'll walk over to you. Yes, sir.
Okay, look, there's been a change of plans. There are some very odd things going on around here. I'm sure you've been briefed about the villagers that are disappearing. And of course, you know about the walking statue people. Okay? I need one of your men to maintain eye contact with the statue while we go into the tomb. Maybe 2 of them. We can't have anyone look away from the statue. They have to stare at it at all times. If one of them needs to blink, they need to tell the other one, okay?
Right. Why does this statue have a machine gun?
I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, son, listen to me very carefully. There are many things when you are in the supernatural acquisition of the Vaterland that you don't ask questions for. Answers that would drive you insane. The kind of things that only a great leader like Hitler, the current Chancellor of Germany, can comprehend with his massive mind.
Of course.
So, I need you to task 2 of your men to stare at that statue at all times. And then the rest of us will go inside the tomb right now, and I will lead us towards the target objective.
Of course. You'll point at one of the SMG guys, one of the rifle guys.
All right. All the rest of you, follow me.
Okay.
And then as we're going into the tomb, I'm going to casually talk to the squad leader and just be like, so what have they told you? Just so that we're all on the same page.
So the
I know, but I want to check that you know.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
so our intel was stated that we are to come here and as a chaperone, a task force
Yeah, I
to
get
go.
it.
Yeah, so a task force to go with the Captain Carl Gans to investigate these tombs.
Excellent.
From our informants, the informers told us that this was here, and it coincides with the other information that seems our superiors have that we don't. So
We need to secure the tomb as quickly as possible so that Dons has no issues.
of
I
course.
expect that your men are very good at investigating and splitting up. So when we get into the tomb, I will be directing which hallways all of your men should be going to. Understood?
Yes.
All right, follow me. It's a good thing that I was here. Otherwise, who knows? You could have been ambushed by partisans in the woods at any time. I've heard that there are guerrillas out here, and they could sneak up behind your men and take them out quietly.
You know, that was part of some of the men's worst fears about the jungle, and that you just reaffirmed them.
Right
Oh,
when
look
you
over
No.
it.
I have secured the landing site already.
Good.
You don't need to worry about that at all.
Good.
You do need to worry about the statue, though.
Yeah,
Your
its
men
head
must.
starts turning as he starts to move towards him, and then stops. And then
Huh? You see? It's moved slightly. You two, you're not looking at it. No blinking. And then I march past them into the tomb.
Okay.
Right, Pondo, I'm gonna fuck this shit up so badly.
Yes, because it's a straight hallway through until the. Okay,
All right,
I
well,
will.
I didn't know that, but I'm doing my best, Pondo. I'm doing my best.
You didn't know that in character. Harlan just got back when this all happened, so.
I'm
just
doing my
gonna-
best.
I'm just gonna look at Harlan and point like over at the two guys at the statue, and I'm just like, can you and I quietly take those two? Like, is that something you can do? I'm not great at it, but I'll try.
Harlen will know, and he can take one.
Okay, we can't use guns.
Okay, so first thing I'll let everybody notice because you're able to stare at these guys a bit longer. All of them except for the MG guy have grenades. The rifles have bayonets that they can affix onto their rifles, and then the SMG guys have clubs they can use in a pinch or hand axes. Yes, you two can sneak up on them. Just give me a stealth with a +2, as they are currently panicking and fixated on staring at this statue, man.
So that I understand how we got to do this. Is there something thematic in the system for just like quietly grabbing a guy and subduing him, or do we have to go through all their all their wounds in order to do that?
I don't do that here. No, you can knock these guys out.
You said
think
we have a +2 on our stealth.
I think
So
every
Harlan
time
has an 8.
if I hear anybody moving in the brush type thing, I'm just gonna casually twitch my head to keep their attention.
That would have gave you a 6. You didn't get it. You didn't add the +2 to it. I mean, it's a success either way. Yeah, you can knock those guys out. I'm assuming Harlan's killing his guy, and then you're just knocking out the other.
I mean, is Harlan killing that guy, or is he knocking him out?
Why not?
That doesn't answer either of those questions.
Harlen is, yes, committing another of his list of his very long list.
Okay.
Does he end up getting blood on the uniform?
Is he stabbing or is he just breaking his neck? Breaking neck,
He's
no.
trying to do it as. Yeah. Also, I'm not wearing a uniform, so it's not like I'm.
There's no dead token. That's. I guess I'll be dead.
You should be able to right click on them, and there's some icons usually on. the
Yeah, but
system.
there's not one for like dead. It's incapacity. You're supposed to roll for death later.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Plus, you're not using the combat tracker, and the combat tracker does have a death state token.
Oh, does it? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm not adding a level of complexity to this.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Sometimes that's the only reason I put things on the combat tracker is just so I can have that bloody big skull on them.
I guess I'm gonna tie my guy up after I take his uniform.
Okay. I'm
gonna gesture for Harlan to put on the other guy's uniform.
the other guy's uniform is slightly decently baggy on Harlan. I'll note that now.
Harlan's not going to. Harlan's just going to sneak.
Yeah. Okay, so you got 2 guys out of the multiple that man, this took a weird turn that I should have expected.
Yeah, but we didn't. Listen, Pondo, we haven't killed anybody yet.
Yeah, you
I
have.
just killed one.
Yeah, Harlan
Yeah,
killed a
when-
guy.
I haven't killed anyone yet,
No,
and I tried to be clear about that, but you know,
You said
I
we.
don't speak for I don't speak for everyone.
Okay, yeah. So
Once I've got this guy's position, and Harlan is dragged this other guy off, I want to look over at Harlan and say, I think I can get another one or two of them out here, so we could take them too.
If you're able to, then yeah, I'll stay in the wings to be ready for them.
Okay, and I'll call down the tomb entrance in German. I need relief. I need 2 soldiers. My partner is investigating a noise in the jungle, and I'm about to piss myself. I need a pair. I need help.
Okay, I turn to the squad leader, and I'm just like, this is completely unbearable. This is the level of quality of men you send here. We are serving the fatherland supernaturally. You two, go outside and stare at the statue while the other man pisses.
which two are you pointing to?
I point to 2 riflemen.
Okay.
I think when they come out, the gun's pointed towards the entrance to the hole.
Oh no, let's just stop. No, we're trying to lure them out. Montre,
know.
don't be aggressive.
My arms
Well,
are
what-
skinny. He's literally never moved, and he just my arms are tired. I'm just
So
Your arms get tired?
no.
I'll
I mean,
say that's.
yes.
I feel like that's a bold lie. Just excuse.
I mean, yes.
I like to
Not
imagine
actually
that
a statue.
he has to correct himself because he answers honestly.
So
yes.
Well, just
Harlan and Carl get into position to knock out these guys as they get ready to get to a point where they could see Montre at the entrance pointing towards it with a machine gun. They immediately halt and scream, go, ah!
I'll call. I blinked. This is why I need help. I blinked and it started moving. Get over here.
They'll hesitantly hold their rifles to it and they will move forward.
I thought maybe it was an exaggeration, but every time I blink, it moves a little bit. Thank you for getting here. Okay, and I'll like step to the side, like I'm moving around to the edge of the entrance to pee, so that Harlan and I can grab these guys.
We take 2 steps back and then 1 step forward to grab them. Like, oh, it's not obvious. Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, I'll just say that you can get these guys.
Okay.
They are fully walled, not looking away.
Again, I'm taking mine alive, and I'm sure Harlan isn't.
No.
Hog tie my prisoner up.
Does Harlan murder a second guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why stop now?
It's the only chance he gets to do it legally. Well, kind of
The thing
legally.
is Montre has no idea of your plan. Really, he's just kind of figuring out, like, well, they're just using me as a distraction. It seems okay.
That will not work again. I will let you know now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I do, ask for the exact same thing, it'll be suspicious. But,
Yes. There are now 4 people watching this one statue guy.
I mean, they're going to expect that two people are going to come back after the situation is resolved. So we have a little bit of time.
Look, Pondo.
Yeah.
The majority of the team is still hidden, and we've eliminated 4 people. I feel
did.
like this is an absolute win.
This is a big win for you. I will admit.
Trying to think of a plan because I know Sean is stringing these guys along as long as he can, and he's expecting us to take these people. So
I think that's when Montre head's fully tilted to the right now, and he's like, I wonder if Sean will come out first or last.
well, I think we need to keep this plan going, and we need to go in so we can try to grab more of them.
We see them.
Through the dark hallway? No, not at this point. Those guys in the
So-
corner are dead or knocked out.
I could bring somebody like a partisan that I captured to get us close without suspicion.
Or should I throw them in front of us and walk in like I'm no longer being watched? It seems you're playing some sort of red light, green light game.
Well, we're trying to get them in small groups so that it's not as likely that we'll get shot.
Kill your guys?
We don't need to kill anybody,
We don't?
We don't need to keep it alive.
I guess, but I'm not a murderer. It's
I love the
it's
devil on our
unnecessary
shoulder.
murder.
Whatever helps you sleep at night. Let's just keep moving. There shouldn't be too many left now.
Well, if we want to cover that tunnel without the machine gun cutting us all down, we could get closer if I pretend I caught somebody out here.
Works with me.
Do you want to pretend to be a prisoner?
Don't mind at all. Should go ahead.
Yeah, just if you put your pistol in the back of your pants and keep your hands behind you, then I can make it look like I'm pushing you towards them, and it's easy to hide that weapon.
Yeah, Harlen has no problem doing so.
I am going to dress up as an SMG guy, as the SMG guy.
This is making me think of Family Guy episode where the guy showed him how to do a Agent 47 thing for every person in the street, just take over their clothes.
Curiosity, is he just like stripping to his boxers in the middle of
Yep.
the jungle and changing
Yep.
twice now?
No, we grabbed it at the SMG guy at the beginning, and that's the uniform
okay.
I took. But yes, at least once he stripped down and changed clothes.
Fair enough.
Humming Secret Agent Man the whole time.
All right, so I'll point the SMG at Harlan's back, and with the other hand, just sort of keep doing nudging and pushing with his hands behind his back down the tunnel.
Wait, what do you want me to do?
Try not to get shot. Maybe if this goes badly, I'm sure they'll group up. It's a narrow tunnel. Maybe you can do a thing to. Can your spirits grab them?
Oh, I can do lots of things.
Capture you too, I guess.
My primary concern is my primary mode of assistance is extremely fast projectiles down a narrow pathway where all my friends are going.
Yeah, and if you come down the tunnel now, it blows the whole thing. So you're going to have to be the backup.
I mean, Sean could pull one grenade pin and he would blow the whole thing.
That's one way.
That's
But
In there.
I think we've got a good plan. I mean, if Harlan, here, take one of these extra grenades from one of these riflemen and hide that behind you
Don't
too.
take bombs. Don't take bombs.
Well, it's a threat. He threatens to kill everybody if they shoot him, and we can try to force them to surrender, or at least give us an opportunity to all regroup and take their weapons.
Just out of character, I can't remember who blew up the last temple we were in.
Harlan with dynamite.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. He had I gave him a lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should give Harlan a bomb.
I don't think I did it. I think I did it with permission.
No, I think Carl did it, but Harlan gave him the dynamite.
Okay, I just want Carl blew up.
I
the last temple?
100% do not remember. Someone did it. They were both in the mixture of doing it. So I mean, I couldn't.
It was a team effort.
It was a team effort.
I'd honestly prefer. If
I had
neither
nothing to
of
do
you
with
had a
that.
Bomb.
If who had the bomb?
It's just to
Neither.
threaten them. It's just to threaten them to surrender.
Yeah.
I don't want to blow myself up.
Did you threaten him last time?
No, it was a spooky floating person stealing bodies, so I tried to blow it up.
There were
This is-
extenuating
this is-
circumstances.
This is completely different.
Do you know the historical value of that building you blew up last time? Because now we will never know.
So you don't know either?
No, you blew it up.
Of course I don't know. It's gone. Blew it out.
Sean is surrounded by enemies right now. We don't have time. If we can force him to surrender, nothing blows up, nobody gets shot.
They're actually pretty friendly to him right now.
Yeah. Oh, before you go, is there any difference here than the last place we were at?
What do you mean?
As for the way in, was there a secret passage that you found because you were leaking, or was it just walk in, guardian spot, dead end?
I look at Harlen.
We didn't get far enough in before things started happening. It
He
seems
nods.
to be straight for now.
He nods. Okay. Please be careful. It's not going to be easy to extract you mobile.
Well, hopefully this plan works and it'll be all good to go. You'll definitely know if it went badly and we need your help.
Yes, because Sean or all of you will be dead.
They'll try. Look, we need to go. Are you ready, Harlan?
Good to go.
I'll start pushing Harlan down the hall, and I'm gonna wait till we're partway down the tunnel, and then say, "It looks like somebody else was here. I think I caught one of those partisans. Maybe we should interrogate him."
What has happened in the short time? Well, I guess it's probably been like 20 or 30. I mean, this felt like a long conversation.
Yeah, so I
Between-
was
honestly.
going to get back to you.
Okay.
You would eventually make it to the throne secretary entrance. I'll call it. It's
Okay.
whereas you didn't see it last time, did you? Because you stayed outside doing your
Correct.
Sean Dublin thing.
Or he believed.
Yeah,
I'm doing my Sean Dublin thing right now.
just in a different way. So essentially, this is about a 15 by 15 room that really doesn't have much into it. Just the gold inlay going around through the center of the walls, wrapping around with this fine, pretty well made stone brick that lines the wall. In the center of it all, there's a stone chair that appears to be almost like a throne. The officer of the group, I'll call him, and then we'll name him Fred for now. Fred, he just kind of looks around for a moment. Is like, is this it? Is there nothing else?
I believe so. I wasn't willing to come this far in without backup. Let's have your men begin setting up fixed positions in order to cover the throne. You never know what sort of supernatural things will happen there. Do we want to be ready for when our Dons gets here? Where are you from, Corporal?
What do you mean?
What part of Germany are you from? I'm from Munich myself, you know. Munich isn't just the location of the NSDAP, that's the Nazi Party's headquarters. It's a lot of great things happening in Munich right now. I'm just saying, when you get back home, you may want to consider taking a train down to Munich. My father is a high-ranking executive in Feinkostkasse, one of the leading catering services in the entire world. And, you know, with Chancellor Hitler being from Austria, it does seem like there's an opportunity for a union between Austria and Germany brewing. The Czechoslovakian Sudetenland, you know, we've been asking them for it back for some time. I think maybe we're going to get a little bit more aggressive about that shortly. Munich is going to be the center point of all of those things. So let me just say, a young officer like yourself could be considering getting a girlfriend, getting a wife, settling down near party headquarters. I'm just saying, these are the kind of things careers are built on, Corporal.
so
Listen,
this entire time you're rambling.
I have no idea what the fuck is happening outside. I know one thing. They are definitely going to see all of our forces walk down that hallway, which is why I'm distracting everyone and having them point towards the throne rather than back towards the hallway, which is the way that would make sense if you were securing a completely locked room.
Yeah, I'm
doing my best, Pondo. I'm dancing as fast as I can.
No, I completely agree with. Listen, you have some good leeway right here. You rolled so high, like it's not even like roll natural 20 level. This is kind of above that at this point.
AP's going a bit mad.
Yeah.
I feel like I do that all the time, though.
Yeah.
But I'm also in a room full of Nazis who will fucking kill me in an instant if they figure out who I am. So I'm trying to keep them occupied.
I got a plan for this. It's not a good one, but I have a plan for this.
Well,
Is this the point where I hear him say that he caught somebody?
We're getting there. So essentially, everybody starts like getting into place. The MG guy is kind of setting up his bipod a little bit, kind of into the hallway. You know.
Sure, great. I play my card to break the MG.
What? What did you just do? Device malfunction in some way. A gun.
Yeah, I've had that card for a long fucking time, Pondo. Had it for 4 episodes. Actually, I think it might have been 3. I noticed you had the MG guy there the whole time. You noticed I didn't send him out at any point, despite the fact he's the biggest threat. That's because I knew I was gonna get his ass. I knew I was gonna get him.
Yeah, no, that's interesting.
He ain't got no 10 minutes to fix this motherfucker either. He sets that bipod up and he's like, "Oh my god, it's jammed."
I don't think he would know it'd be jammed though. That's the thing.
Great, perfect, fantastic. We can wait until the first round of combat where he figures it out.
That's all right. That's yeah. Device malfunction in some way. A gun jams, bow string breaks, etc. The device can be fixed by 10 minutes of work followed by a repair roll at -2. If part of a large device, one system breaks down instead. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. I'll have to keep note of that later. That MG is not going to work as soon as it's about to fire. Okay.
A lot of
Just in
time.
case you're wondering
combat.
what a trickster god looks like.
You got to play Loki today.
Keep going, Pondo. Keep saying the things you're gonna say before I interrupted you with my Yu-Gi-Oh playing.
Yeah. No. Man, this is what it feels like to be gotcha in like a card game. Oh, okay. Well, so everybody sets up. MG's in the hallway, laid down prone with his bipod, unknowingly holding a busted MG. Two SMGs are kind of like in each corner, along with the rifles, pointing at the throne, as you explain. As you're going to feign inspect this throne, you start hearing out calling from Carl, saying having essentially a captive.
Okay. I have the captain come with me. I'm like, the rest of your men keep watch on the throne. Don't let anything move in the room. You with me now.
Okay, yeah. One of them.
Step over the MG men into the hallway.
Yeah.
It's just
I want to be real obnoxious about it too. Like I put my boot in front of his face, like in the triangle of his arms holding the machine gun, and then like accidentally bumped him with my other leg. Like I kick him in the ribs, and I'm just like, oh, sorry.
Oh, that's how you got dirt in the chamber. It's gonna be a slight speckle of dust. It's gonna make it jam.
Yeah.
Don't take much.
Superior German engineering.
Defeated by dirt.
I mean, have you seen their vehicles as far as Montre is concerned? They just fall apart when you rip their engines out.
Everything falls apart when you tear it to pieces.
No.
All right.
German engineering does.
Sean and the officer of the group, sergeant of the group, what do you want to call him, is now leading down to the hallway towards Carl, who is, having Harlen as a
Harlan's my prisoner.
prisoner. Okay.
Ah, very good, trooper. The two are still outside looking at the statue, yes?
Yes, of course.
So, I'm going to say, and I go full Carl Dons on this. I go full scientist on this. I begin, I assume it's a narrow hallway and there's not a lot of space to begin pacing left and right, but I do it to get in the way of the sergeant. And I'm like, so you are the partisans that say Torre, the god of forests. You've been harassing our agents here for some time. I must congratulate you, American agent. I assume you have his equipment on him?
I want to use my eyes to make a significant PC gesture.
Yeah.
I keep looking down at the floor to your side for you to move out of the way of the sergeant. So that while you're walking, hopefully you'll start walking while you're talking.
I have a plan, but given the fact that you have a gun, I'm just going to do what you want. So I flatten myself up against the wall.
I want to shove Harlan to the sergeant so he can get to the sergeant, and I want to take Sean prisoner. I want to maintain his cover by taking him hostage.
This is ridiculous. You can't do this to me. Who sent you? Are you an enemy of my father? Are you one of those fucking Democrats? How dare you? Get your hands off me.
America says hello.
Harlan will contribute by taking the sergeant hostage.
America says hello.
I say America very Germanly, very loudly. I say, two American agents have captured me and your sergeant.
All right,
men.
Here's how this is gonna go.
I'm translating in German to you right now what he's saying. He said, this is how it's going to go. Assume I'm saying this every time he says something.
Everyone's gonna come with their guns. They're gonna drop their guns off. Or both of these guys are gonna eat it. And we're gonna throw a whole pile of grenades down there. Shrapnel bounces. You wanna live? Drop your weapons and come on out.
So all the guys turn around and start to aim down at your guys' hallway.
I've got the SMG very visibly pressed against Sean's back, and in my other hand, I have a grenade.
This is what I'm going to need. I'm going to need an intimidation from Carl. Sean can assist, and Sean will definitely get his +2 from the dressed to kill.
Is it still persuasion skill? I don't
No,
think I have
it's separate.
So am I just rolling?
Intimidation.
So
is
you'll roll a
spirit.
+4 for your intimidation. So it'd be unskilled +4. So it'd
It's
be
spirit.
no, it's
okay.
just an unskilled roll.
Oh, you don't have it, so it's a feeder. Yeah.
Oh, unskilled attempt. I see.
Yep. And you'll do +4 to it, which will just make it a +2 in the end. Or you can okay. All right. That is +3 towards Carl.
Now, do I get any bonus in the situation for taking their leader and taking the guy that supposedly took command of their whole unit?
You're getting a +3 from Sean.
Okay.
I'll
Can
give.
I give him a bonus if I cast fear in his general area?
Oh boy.
You're going to cast it into their room.
Do it.
Well, past no. Now you're making me doubt it.
No, I'm sorry. Are you going to cast it while into the room where all the other guys are huddled in?
I was, but now I'm doubting it.
No, it's a good idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea.
You would get them all in that situation. I guarantee it.
That's a fun idea.
Yeah.
Diabolically.
We'll see which one gets a heart attack.
I don't want to. Okay.
That's the dice. The dice.
I
to
guess that
decide.
would technically be Carl giving.
You're passing off the murder to him.
Just,
I
it's
have
Carl's
I
fault.
have a card that I'm going to play real quick that I'm trying to.
Oh boy, it's cards.
Yeah, we go through so many of these sessions and play maybe a card, but now we're just dumping all kinds of cards.
Okay.
We're also under
Let's do it.
immense threat, just to be clear.
Yep.
Are you
I have
sure?
I have
we're
absolute
doing
murder
fine.
cards, so
+2.
Yeah, so it's going to be +2 to this. Oh boy. Okay. So 7 doesn't raise. Do you want to spin a Benny to see if you can get a raise?
I forgot to add the +2. Or did it add it to itself?
No, it did not. Did not add it. So you do have so you have a 9. Okay.
everybody's
What does fear do with a raise? You're cutting in and out. Yeah, I got to get you a new mic or something.
Something
The
about
effective-
overwhelming.
the effective make a fear roll.
Yeah.
Extras who fail are panicked, and wild cards with powers cast with a raise. The fear roll is at a -2, and wild cards add +2 to the fear table results.
See, that wording doesn't make sense because that would make it easier for the extras who fail are panicked and wild cards roll. Okay, so panicked. If powers cast with a raise, the fear roll at -2 and wild cards add +2. Also, now they gotta. Ooh,
Everyone's got to make a fear roll in there at a -2.
I believe it's just a straight spirit. So, we'll see what happens. I'm just going to roll. What is their spirit? What is their spirit? It is a D6. Okay. So, first guy, we'll say, what is this? Okay, so we'll say it's going to be rifle guys first. -2, he fails. SMG guy underneath him. -2, fails. MG, he will pass. That's the one you want to pass. And then the last SMG guy, he fails. Okay. Now we go over to panicked.
Panicked and 1.
I don't have conditions marked. Well,
Well, you wouldn't.
I guess let me look through the compendium here real quick.
What are you looking for?
Panicked condition.
Panic. The character immediately moves his full pace plus running die away from the danger and is shaken. Shaken. Character is shaken.
Okay.
But do they they can't really go any further into the room, so do they just drop their weapons because they're scared of being blown away by grenades?
Essentially, yes. I mean, the MG guy's not, because he's not spooked, but the other guys are kind of just running as far as they can against the other side of the wall and kind of shivering their boots. The MG guy, noticing this happening, he goes to, out of just reaction as there's obviously a retort going on, tries to shoot, pulls the trigger, hears just a click, and noticing nothing's happening, he's just like, what?
Step away from the machine gun.
God, I love the idea that you speak German, are German, and you are now faking an American accent to pretend to be American.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one that
Doesn't
noticed.
speak-
And what I love even more is that he's somehow Texan as well.
It's just the cell disguise.
Okay.
But you should stand there going, I don't even know what's going on right now.
So yes, the MG guy will step away. The officer that
I mean, Harlan's got the officer.
Oh, he Harlen got the okay. All
I
right.
pushed Harlan there so he could take him hostage. I wanted to get the bonus for taking all of their leadership away.
Okay. All right. No, it's pretty well. Yeah, we're pretty well good at this point. All right.
Keep that.
They give up. They're all.
I mean, you could at least let them roll since we gave them.
You want to roll? Go ahead and roll at a +4. Just don't roll double ones.
Oh, why? You're the only one who, when it says it matters.
Oh, you're fine. See? Look at that. Look at that. None of that mattered. I just want you to know that.
Okay, well, we win.
Well, you got. You ended up with a 17 in the end.
I want to. I'll tell Harlan like, hey, let's strip the weapons off these two, and I'll keep this. I'll keep them under gunpoint so you can take all their gear. We can tie them up. And I'll call back up the tunnel. It's safe to come down. We got prisoners to tie up.
No, please. Don't take my prized American trench shotgun. No!
This trophy needs to be returned home. Filthy crowd.
Are you keeping up the ruse? At this point?
Absolutely.
Yeah, of
I don't know. It'll help him get information from those guys. Like,
Okay.
But if I come down the
because
hall,
I figured we tie them all up in the hallway. They have no weapons and they can't go anywhere. And then we step far enough away that Sean can try to talk to them. So if they try to develop a plan to escape, or we can get more intel, whatever. We're keeping Sean in play.
Okay. Man. Oh, all right.
but Sean's gonna. I'm not there.
What'd you say, Cotton?
Said Montre, get you the skies back on. We can pretend you.
Yeah, well, it's not that great of a disguise, but yes, ma'am. He puts on his jacket.
His disguise is just him being naked, right? That's the disguise.
Yeah, it was a disguise. I am a jacket.
Yeah, I just want to point out. Oh, fuck, you guys don't know that. Okay, wait, hold on. I can solve this. I say, you think your silly ruse will work on us? Captain Carl Dons from the Far East Division of the Supernatural Acquisitions of the Fatherland will be arriving soon. Yes, I've heard that Captain Carl Dons has met your entire group before and knows exactly what you look like.
Well, I suppose we'll just have to work fast. If y'all want to interrupt that, I'll start killing you.
At least let me take my men into the ritual chamber, so we may have some dignity while you murder our commanding officer.
I don't see a reason why we can't put y'all in a corner in there.
Well, I
Bodily
think it's a
grab
round
Sean.
room, but yes, okay.
Yeah. I'll bodily pull Sean to his feet and start shoving him that way, and I'll wave with the gun.
All right, men. Let us all huddle together closely. What are our options here? Does anyone have any supernatural skills?
I'll look over at the group. Hey, quit talking, and then I'll turn my back and take a couple steps away.
Oh, perfect. Metal Gear Solid style.
And I'll ask
The
Effie,
green arrow above your head.
and I'll just look at Effie and I'll look at the rest of the group and say, "Oh, we're here. We got to figure out what this is before reinforcements arrive." And that's what we're doing while you're doing what you're doing.
Speak quietly in German to any of you.
Montre is like, it
supernatural
wishes he
skills.
had a face right now, so he could be like, "Are you freaking serious? I sit on the thing, and everyone's going to see me do it." It's like trying to
Now-
whisper.
He told me to execute this guy, right?
We're threatening. I don't want to execute anybody if we don't have to. And if you kill him now, then the threat's over. We can't threaten to do it if he's already dead.
We can threaten to kill the rest of it.
Let's figure out what we're here for and get out of here. The reinforcements know who all of us are.
I have to sit on the throne to
Well, what's that?
activate it.
What's that supposed to do? What's going to happen if you sit down?
Last time it opened the door, it's going to be pretty obvious.
Oh,
And I have a giant gun that they know about. They're going to
Well,
see.
we do
I
have
mean,
grenades. I suppose we could fashion some sort of trip mine.
For what? Us to die?
Okay, no.
We're in here with them.
Okay. Here's what we can do.
There at the entrance.
Then we can't get out.
I can blindfold each of them and have them face away, and so they think we're about to execute them, but then they can't see anything. So you can sit down and open it up.
Are you guys talking in front of the guy we have still?
Yeah, we're
Apparently.
spraying a little huddle while Sean is keeping them busy by talking to them in their huddle.
Harlen's got a guy. We have another guy, right?
We have them tied up with the others, don't we?
Yeah,
threw
you've
all of our
got
prisoners in
people
a
tied
pile.
up.
Okay,
Okay.
they're all together. Okay.
There's
So-
two puddles now.
So
I
we're
wanna be
moving over
clear,
to
what's happening
the
in my
German
huddle
huddle.
right yeah.
So you asked a question about supernatural. One guy, everybody kind of goes, shakes their head. One guy leans in, and's like, "I think I can dislocate my thumb to get this out."
No, that's not going to work. Look at them. They have grenades. Men, it's time to do what Nazi officers do best, and that is to inspire all of you to reach your highest point of greatness. I was born in a small fishing village near Munich. And look where I have come to today. You too can rise to greatness. There will come a moment. Our time is divinely driven. Hitler has the power of Jesus Christ on his side and the magics of the world. And I have faith that when Captain Caradons comes, he will provide for us a magical solution and a violent solution. For now, we must do what they say. But each of you should pick one member of this group of American terrorists and take a good look at them and understand them. That will be your person to deal with when the time comes. Each of you should individually deal with one person. Yes, we are tied up. Yes, we have no free access to our hands. But if we can just run into them or maybe yell at them a lot, we can distract them long enough for the captain to rescue us. Men, from that small fishing village on the banks of the river near Munich, one can rise. One can become a member of the Nazi Party. One can become a member of the SS and later rise to even greater heights as part of the secret service that is the supernatural acquisitions of the fatherland. All of you are Germany's finest secret soldiers. Even though you aren't actually soldiers, because SS members aren't soldiers. It's true because they don't swear allegiance to a country, they swear allegiance to Adolf Hitler himself, so they do not meet any of the requirements for being a soldier. But that is beside the point. We are all great warriors now, and we will use our warrior spirit in order to stare at these American dogs and think terrible things about them and wait for our moment to strike. Perhaps we will have to shout loudly to the captain, or perhaps we will simply sit mystified by his great magical powers and the powers of the machine pistols that his men are bringing with them. But I think one of them is gesturing to a grenade. Okay, listen, there's no reason to fuck around. Just be cool, guys. Cool. I'm ordering you to be cool.
I'm gonna blindfold them all.
Men, even though we are being blindfolded, I can see you now with my mind. The greatest soldiers Germany has ever created. Do not be afraid.
Harlen is going to knock Sean on the back of the head at this point.
I'm gonna gesture for Montre to just take a seat.
He starts swearing up and down in words that he knows in Sumerian. It's like, of all the crap
I am loudly.
And he's saying stuff in Sumerian and sitting heavily down in this chair to make a lot of racket because he's freaking. What is going on?
As he hits me, I begin screaming loudly. He's dragging me away from you. He's dragging me away. I know Harlen isn't yet. I'm shouting that so that Harlen will do that.
Harlen will go ahead and.
I begin singing the German national anthem and making it seem like I'm getting farther and farther away.
I'll start a countdown at 5. I'll take Sean's blindfold off, and then I'll put the hand up to count down from 5.
Do not be afraid, soldiers. Do not be afraid. Even if I go before you, you will rise into heaven. We will all see.
Jiminy Chris.
And then
Okay.
I'll just I'll help him stand up and I'll untie him and just sort of give him a nod and we'll go back to what we're doing.
Montre has no idea what's happened. It's just all this gibberish to him, and he decides, you know what? I have gibberish too to you guys. It's nothing but strings of sentences in ancient Sumerian.
All right,
Just
I'm
so
gonna go meet up with
confused and
Harlen.
frustrated.
I'm gonna pull Harlen away slightly, and I'm just gonna be like, "Okay, look, it's me, Sean Dublin, and for the first time this entire episode, I'm speaking Irishly again. What's going on here? Why are we killing these guys? Like, what's the game
He
plan?"
seems to be averse to killing, so we're just keeping him tied up for now. I think we can just move on.
Really?
I open the tomb.
Okay.
Just very frustrated because he doesn't know what's going on.
I turn and I go, "Hey, is the tomb opening?"
What did you do with all the guns again?
I have I moved the guns. I collected them all up. I unloaded them.
Okay, that I
And
know
put-
that.
So I put the if the room is a circle,
It is.
then we've got against one wall we've got the prisoners,
Uh-huh.
and then if you draw a triangle in there, there's a pile of their equipment and ammo, and then in a different pile is the guns.
Okay.
So even if they try to make a run for it, they've got to try to get out of their restraints, and then go to one pile to get bullets, and then go to another pile to get guns. We have plenty of time to mow them down if they try to do something.
Okay.
And while everyone's doing ancient ruin stuff, of which Carl knows nothing about, I keep pacing back and forth behind them so they know they're not alone.
Okay. So Carl's staying behind, everybody else is going in.
I want to make sure these guys don't run or try to arm up and chase us down.
Okay. All right.
Plus, I don't know.
I'm following
Plus, I
along
don't-
in this strange, chaotic mess, and here we got going on here. Okay.
Yeah, and it's all in German. So
Yeah, I mean, Carl is he's humming to himself something that he remembers from like a song he remembers from when he was growing up in Michigan or something.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And he hasn't spoken German, so he's not going to give any indication he understands them if they try to whisper to each other. He's just going to listen to them.
Okay.
So
All right. So Montre sits down to the
mhm.
throne like he did before back in Peru. Give
Yep.
me a common knowledge check.
And head explodes.
Not quite. Would you like to reroll that?
Yeah, I would. You all would be.
No, 6 and a 1. No, 4, 3. Okay, 11. All right.
One way or another, I'm getting something. Jeez, that was a weird dice.
Let me get back to
Yeah,
this.
sounds
Okay.
like I need to flip over to my notes section again.
So as you sit down and start kind of interacting with the interface that pops up into your
Sort of vision I have.
vision screen, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the word we call it, into your mind's eye.
Perception. There we
yeah.
go. Perception.
You start to go back to the one vision you had some time ago, and things start to become a little bit more clear. So you hear the same conversation you had before with them, but this time you're able to see a lot more of what was going on visually. So you find yourself going down a hallway with another kind of soldier just like you, tailing 2 men. Same golden line in linear inlay. Another inlay on the ceiling, though, instead of just being gold, it appears to be powered in some way. So you see kind of like that green energy you've been seeing before pulse through, but more of a bright yellowish light
Yeah.
that seems to be acting as the light for the hallway. Same conversation happens in front of you. Both appear to be of the noble variety. Regal demeanor with fine light beige robes that have gold trimmings around the edges and colors. They appear to look like the typical humans that you've seen recently. The main difference is that they are a bit taller than average, sharp facial features, skin without flaw, though a slight blue tinge, invisible hair on the head. The first figure looks to be concerned about the situation as they sounded before. Not only he has a shorter face with a bit roundness to the cheeks, the second figure has a face without concern as he calmly walks through the hall. Eventually, the explosion that Montre heard that you heard before can be finally seen coming through one of the walls, though the vision at first starts cutting off from there. But you kind of start just focusing into that, peering into a bit more. The one explosion happens, and you get knocked down as you're the closest to it. Immediately, the other soldier goes to engage a sudden threat, exchanging the fire with the mysterious rifle that you saw at the tomb before. You pick yourself up and assess the two figures you were following. The first one was killed immediately by the force of the blast. The second figure was knocked out with a piece of debris embedded into his stomach. You pick up the second figure. Feel the protocol of need to ensure the figure's life at all cost. Eventually, it makes it to a nook that looks to be some sort of medical or repair bag combine. You take the figure to a table. A few moments later, you assess the injury to treat it. Ultimately, you grab a familiar dagger like you've seen before, taking it and plunge it into the figure that then the vision cuts off from there. And then you open up the door to the back after you kind of get back from reality.
Yeah, kind of shake his head. It's the best gesture he has of like, kind of, that's more.
So the other bit of information you get about this building, this area is that it wasn't really a bunker. It was more of a information library. Though it's hard to assess the state that's inside from where you are, like before. Something keeps getting cut off from the throne inward.
All right. He'll lean over to Effie, so that way it won't be, because he only knows the English between everybody else. Mustn't should the common tone, I guess, in the group. I got this door open, but there's something broken ahead, and I couldn't sense the whole facility. This is a library of sorts, a repository for knowledge.
I mean, you couldn't sense the whole building.
It's like when I remove my finger, I can't make the finger bend, but I know because I'm holding the finger, it's still there. It doesn't feel like it just stops at a point, like something is broken there. It could be a collapse. We should be quick.
What'd you say, Cotton?
That makes sense. Well, I think we were trying to be quick anyway.
I think it's, yeah. Montre, let's just start walking forward once the door's opened.
Sean's gonna go scoop up that shotgun that got taken from him earlier, and then follow.
Yeah.
You know what? Sean actually won't follow. He'll be the one to look over all the Germans.
What Carlston?
I'm getting it together.
Well, sure. I also think Carl's way better at killing people than me, so he might want to go with the rest of the group. But yeah, the two of us can hang out together.
Okay.
Motivated them to go to greater heights, then motivate them to stay in their butts.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to be really clear here. I want to be amazingly clear. I have done so much this episode.
You did. You did indeed.
And I want to be very clear to the audience as well. I knew that I would use those cards. I didn't know I'd use them that way. Almost all of this plan was pulled out of my ass as we did it. I would point out I didn't have the persuasion card at the beginning of the episode because I only traded for it when we started. So don't think that was
it really
scripted.
mattered.
That was not a cutscene. We fucking rolled some dice and we made shit up along the way.
No, yeah, you traded the cards like you're supposed to in the beginning of the game, and
I mean, I saw this not quite a map, and I know that there was intention to try it, and I think I agreed, and we decided we were not going to use it.
that's why I didn't put much effort into making a map. I was just like, do this.
I'm gonna be straightforward and honest. If someone in our group gets shot, they'll probably die. We're not good at fixing people. Yes, and we are bad. We're bad at fixing people.
No, you're not.
I'm really good at being fixed.
Effie got shot, got immediately healed to perfect health in one go in the middle of combat.
I've got a card to somebody can go up for two wounds and all fatigue sustained in combat. It's just gone.
Carl's avoided being heavily damaged several times, and when he was heavily damaged, he was immediately healed pretty much back to full health.
That's
Uh,
right. That's not how I remember these things, but the rest of you seem to. So maybe I'm
the only one that's a little bit more difficult to treat right away is Montre.
We have gotten incredibly lucky at fixing our wounds. We are
Yes.
not good at it. We've been lucky at it.
Everyone was grouped up on that map. I had a plan, and it probably would have worked out pretty good for me.
I'm gonna turn to Carl as everybody else is leaving it and say in English, "It's me, your Irish friend, American agency. We're all members of the OSS. Keep an eye on that one there." And I point to the one who said that he could dislocate his arm earlier. I think he's got some special abilities. I overheard him saying some shit in German earlier.
Well, so I suppose it's a good thing you picked up some German along the way.
As an Irish secret agent, you never know what lengths you'll have to go to. It's too bad about that scummy German Nazi that we killed earlier, though.
We got to set an example by clipping their leadership.
I'm going to leave it in next to him quietly and say, "So, are we killing these guys when we leave?"
I mean, they didn't see anything important, and I don't.
They
think
saw
we need to-
all of our faces and will definitely be able to describe us to Captain Carl Dons, who has also seen our faces.
Oh, yeah, a guy who already knows about us.
Yeah, they'll be able to corroborate that we've been at 2 different sites. Look, I'm not in a rush to kill all these guys, but I'm finding it hard to find a reason to leave them alive beyond, not wanting to kill people. It would be expedient for us. Look, how often do you see me saying we should be killing people, right? It would be expedient for us to kill these people.
I mean, I can't disagree that it would be convenient, but it doesn't mean it's right.
I look down at my cross and I walk over and pick up one of those machine pistols. And then I start going for the ammunition. And I go, you know what? There is an arbiter for what's right and wrong. And I think as the rest of the group is walking into whatever they're going to, they just hear a long burst of machine pistol fire.
That's not very holy of you.
Well, we just went Band of Brothers on this, huh?
Lieutenant Spears! Not very holy of me. Hey, listen, Pondo, I can ask for forgiveness.
Sure.
I mean, you dumped the pistol into him, so there's not much Carl can do.
I'm keeping my cover intact as an undercover officer.
So you do shoot these guys. This is what I'm understanding.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
They're all dead. Okay.
I didn't know. Listen, I tried to imply it off screen, but if you want me to be blunt, yeah, I kill all of them. I kill them with their own gun too.
Yeah, no, I'm making sure for later when these consequences come back on you.
When these consequences come back on me. Okay, the consequences, these motherfuckers show up in our goddamn tomb. I tried to save their lives.
Montre's literally like, this was my original
soul. Your immortal soul is at risk, Sean.
Yeah, great. The god that I worship happens to be really big about forgiveness. Not every god is.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that
true.
was the original plan for me. Was if they shoot us, I shoot them.
I want to be very clear here. You do have to genuinely regret your actions. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Sean Dublin thinks that?
No, that's
This is a sick cheat code. Anyway, his father just died and he's in a dark place, guys.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, of course. See, all of this, it's immoral or not. Montre was just going to stand in front of the tomb and gun everything that moved in front of it. That was his plan. Kill
it's
it.
Okay. Effie and Carl will hold down the morality.
And what feels like in his mind like an hour, you guys have talked gibberish and ran all around and did things he was not allowed to do. That one thing that you all ended up doing anyway.
It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, Carl looks shocked. It's very obvious that he expected that you were just kind of going through the motions and you wouldn't actually do it. But he doesn't say anything. He just sort of looks at the bodies for a little bit.
I mean, it saves my ammo, but
yeah. This has been a wild ride. Okay.
Yeah.
Man. All right.
Team Explorers. What did the Team Explorers find?
So after your gunshots, eventually you hear coming in from the outside, though it's extremely muffled due to how deep you're in. You do hear one fairly loud gunshot from a very large caliber rifle from distance. That's it. Ooh, man. All right.
Dun dun.
You mean like outside the tomb?
Yeah. So from the outside,
Sure.
around the outside. Yes, from the outside.
I look at Carl and I go, well, that sounds ominous.
I wonder if that was our guide, or if
I
there's somebody
wonder
else
if
here.
it was the chef.
Chef didn't have the gun. It was the guy that had the gun.
I mean, the chef. Yeah, just for argument's sake, the chef could have killed the guy, taken his rifle, and he's now hunting us.
Yeah.
The chef could have been a plant the whole time. There's a reason I didn't want to leave him on the plane.
So unreasonably suspicious of this random chef.
Bag of cats. Bag of cats. That's what that is.
Hey, listen to me very carefully, Pondo.
Yeah.
In the words of the Hunt for the Red October, it's the damn cook. Hey.
Okay.
Pondo, you remember that Prendar Creed one shot?
Yeah, I shot the cook.
It was the fucking cook.
The only reason why I shot the cook because he was the one that kept on spotting me and calling me a heretic. And I was like, "Fuck this guy."
Because he was the heretic. Yeah.
I shot him out of spite and ended up winning. That was the funny part.
Spite is how every decision should be made, obviously.
It's the 40K way, to be perfectly honest. That's what happened there. I don't know if Cotton's here. If she's not here, you might put the tomb exploration on hold.
Understandable.
Sheesh. What a fucking episode.
It has been an episode. It honestly, that feels like an ending point for an episode. I'll be perfectly honest.
I go into each of these episodes going, you know what? I'm not gonna make up a crazy plan and talk half the time.
I never believe you when you say or think that.
I try not to, but we always need the crazy plan.
Yeah.
I almost didn't do it this time. It seemed like we had them flagged. That it would. Hey, I genuinely thought that we could probably win that battle, but I didn't want to take a risk, especially with Montre in the open like that.
So I'm gonna
Which is why my first plan was, let's make Montre the center point of the plan.
Before you stood up, I was figuring out what Carl was going to say because he was going to stand up.
Oh my god.
He was going to play the I'm German card and try to see how far he could get in as to learn what they were there for and integrate with their group. Just like Sean did, but from a totally different angle.
Montre was just going to open fire if they actually tried to use their guns. Just end of the life of all things in front of the gun.
I initially didn't want to kill everybody, but then I thought, actually, Sean probably does want to kill all these guys.
Did you guys kill everybody?
Sean did.
Sean did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He saw the people
Carl
inside.
had a conversation with Carl, who was against it, and then he just blew them all away with an automatic weapon.
Yeah.
And there was some guys outside that were knocked out earlier that are still out there.
Oh yeah, Carl is not mentioning that to Sean.
Okay. You can leave survivors to tell the stories.
I mean, it's
The
half alive,
dastardly
half dead.
Irish
So.
agent.
I mean, they know nothing, right? All they know is somebody showed up outside and they were watching a statue and then they got
Now
knocked
the
out.
statue's gone.
Yeah, now the statue's gone and all their men are dead, shot with their own weapons. Boy, that actually does sound pretty supernatural.
Yeah, I think Carl's plan is to see if he can get to those people before we leave, and try to say something or convince them something to the effect of, because you used a German gun to kill them, that the statue killed everybody and they need to run just into the jungle. But I don't think we're gonna have the time or opportunity to do that. But that's what's on Carl's mind.
Yeah.